Your church is burning. How did it come to this? You are a priest, and that right there is a witch. Who set your church on fire? So, what are you going to do? Well, remember you're a priest, so you should probably forgive. Okay, this guy definitely watched too much Supernatural. This man just got a shotgun out of his trunk, brother. Remember, we're hunting down a witch, so we should probably bring some. Hey guys, Adam Hart here. This is a roguelike about fighting goblins, bats, and other creatures with a sword and with guns, and there's a crafting system for both the guns and recipes so you can eat to heal. So what happens is a witch burns down your church, so you get revenge by chasing this witch down, even though you're a priest, and literally killing everything along the way. What happens if a priest goes rogue? This game answers that question in a funny and cute way, and by cute I mean killing goblins and watching their gore spill out. Like other roguelikes, your goal is to make your way through all the rooms which are randomized and survive the whole run. If you survive, you get to keep everything you found for your next run or store anything you like. I'll be honest, I thought this game was going to be easy, even though Steam listed this in a hard difficulty game section. It clearly warned it wasn't for the faint of heart, but its cartoonish look and cute art style made me think it was easy, until I realized how much the enemies tank your bullets, especially big enemy types. They don't play around. When you kill them, they usually split up into multiple enemies, then they chase you with pitchforks. There's two areas to play in right now while the game is in early access, caves and the town. If you guys think you'll enjoy this game too, you can hop in on the early access. I have a link to the game's Steam page in my description. It's an affiliate link to let the devs know people checked on the Steam page from my video, so give it a look if you're interested. Thanks guys. Is this roguelike really that hard? You may be asking. So it depends on your luck, but the town is when the difficulty really goes up a notch because the enemies can have guns, which is unsettling. But what was really unsettling was what happened when I died. What happened? Where am I? There you are. Seeing you pop out of there never gets old. We'll be stuck here forever. No offense, of course. Hope you stashed some of your stuff this time. Oh, and check the collection post box. Who are you? I'm only known as the Gravedigger. Interestingly enough, I was like a mute back in the real world. What the are you smoking? Well, pure sulfur, it's a nasty habit. As you can see, that guy is unsettling, disturbed, psychotic, but helpful, because he digs you out of a grave whenever you die. No rest for the wicked, brother. Then you'd go out again and hope to God you survive your next run, because if you die, there you are. Enemies take a while to kill, so it's smart to conserve your ammo if you can, by using something called a wacky-sashi, because you're gonna whack and slash them. Wacky-slashy. Wacky-slashy. So then I went to whack and slashy some bats, and it was harder than I thought to time it right. This was satisfying, yes. Watching gore spill out felt good. But sometimes it was my gore spilling out. When you get hurt, you can eat stuff to heal and make recipes whenever you find a pot, and that was fun trying to discover recipes. Now, a bad thing about this, I couldn't retrieve some meals on controller. I would just hit X and it wouldn't go over. I'd have to control my mouse. I'm playing with a controller hooked up to my PC, so this was a little frustrating. I also couldn't figure out how to use grenades on controller, and would have to press a number on my keyboard. I was able to use the throwing knife once on controller for some reason. After that, it wouldn't work. I'd have to use the keyboard for that too. This wasn't a big deal as it was right in front of me, just a minor issue. I prefer controller, but I'll try it on PC next time I play. It was really meant for PC as well. Now you can store anything in your inventory like weapons, armor, and food as long as you move it around to make space so the game works better on PC anyway. On one hand, I like this game's art style, weapons, cute enemies with a strange combination of gore, and the difficulty. On the other hand, I don't like this game because of the difficulty. It's all fun and games until they all back you up into a corner. See, what happens is I'll find enemies, shoot them a bunch of times, and they'll tank so many bullets that they'll reach me. Maybe I'll take out a couple, but the group of enemies will catch up to me. So I'll have to back up into the map where I came from as I continue to shoot or slash them. And sometimes they'll back me up all the way back to the start of the room. Thankfully, when I open my inventory, it pauses the game. So that's when I'll eat food to heal. Then I'd resume playing and go to war. Sometimes I come out victorious. Other times I got absolutely crapped on. Not always, but sometimes it was annoying how tanky the enemies were. Now you do get explosives in here, which helps out a lot. They're very satisfying to use, but you have to craft them and you just have to make sure you have enough on you, I guess. That's pretty much the gameplay loop. Fight enemies, retreat backwards as you keep fighting them, then hope in the hairs of your chinny chin chin you kill all of them before you run out of space to backtrack. Then you're gonna be hurt, so you have to find food along your way to the next batch of enemies, and then after that fight you just hope to find a cooking pot to make recipes to heal. If you can't find pots, then you can still eat food on its own, but it heals you more when you make recipes. Then you'll find enemies again, and repeat. After killing enough enemies, you'll reach the end point to a room, and there's multiple rooms in each little section, and when you make it to to the very end, you fight a boss, and actually you fight bosses in the middle of sections sometimes as well. A cool twist you can do in this roguelike is if you feel like you're in trouble, and if you find a statue, like a little fountain in the middle, that is when you could use your amulet to return home. Then you can start a new run and hope your luck is better while keeping all your guns. Speaking of guns, the guns in melee combat are all solid. Sometimes I found a silencer or a scope, which are fun, always changing up my weapons. We definitely need more melee weapons. Right now it's just a sword. Gore is great and detailed. Story is a revenge story, and we all love those. Music is great. The gameplay loop gets a little tedious for reasons mentioned earlier, but it's still fun because there's lots of weapon variety, like getting a Doom shotgun or a charge up sniper. Enemies are constantly switched up too, because sometimes they're really big, other times they're small but with a glow around them, which means they do something special like extra damage or they blow up. Found out the hard way. You could find different armors, which brings new benefits. There's also mods to put on guns, like setting them on fire. Then there's bosses, which were a lot of fun. You got a really fun enemy type with a wooden shield, and you can let him damage his own shield by bouncing around, and at some point you have to do the rest of the work and get that shield off of him. And he was a fun enemy type. And another boss was Gigantic Slop, which had hilarious dialogue with me. If you survive long enough, there's even more enemy types, and those can get bigger too. I made it through the caves, the town, the sewers, and eventually a maze where I got gobbled up by goo balls. I guess if you survive long enough, you'll eventually catch the witch. If you guys want to chase the witch as well, check out my Steam game page down in the description below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.